forget. Wherever you go, I'm always with you. I'm training to become a Keyblade wielder like you. That's right. No more waiting for you to come back from your adventures. Tomorrow's fight will be our toughest yet. I want to be a part of your life no matter what.
Kairi, I'll keep you safe.
Let me keep you safe. She's fighting with all her strength to keep you from fading away.
So the reason I retained my form in this place...
It's because she's holding me together. You see, I had no doubts that you'd pull through.
The light in the darkness. It was you.
Oh, my camera. Oh no. How did I forget my camera? Hi everyone. Look at me. Obviously super prepared as always. How is it going? Everyone. So sorry about that, but we are live and perfect. I don't know, man. Don't know how I forgot my camera, but hi everyone. Welcome back. I'm Ill-Fitting Trousers, and this is the Ill-Fitting Podcast. Today we have a wonderful guest, Princess Kaiora. Kai, welcome in. This is your second time on the channel, right?
Oh, hello, and yes, this is my second time on the Ill-Fitting Podcast. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back too. I think that was like so far have been my favorite episode of the year, was where we sat down and we just talked about what to expect in 2022 in gaming and like what we loved too.
That's pretty funny. I remember we had some interesting commentary on some certain trailers. I'll never forget. Fuck the kids. That was my favorite line. We were talking about the Final Fantasy 16 trailer and how we apparently we thought, they're gonna kill children, and we're like fuck the kids.
And that statement still rings true. For my playthrough, I'm still mad with all the chocobo deaths, and I don't. The other deaths so far. I'm not done with the game yet. I'm so behind.
Please, what's your percentage completion? How much are you done?
Not enough. It was one of those.
I was really hoping you would have that game finished by tonight, because I want to talk about 16. You know what? We're going to have another night where we just talk about 16.
Okay.
Because I know you haven't finished it. A lot of friends I haven't even started the game. So, yeah, we need to pick this topic back up, and just talk about 16.
I would love that. I would so love that, because I know enough about. If you wanted to talk about the romance side of that, I know Jill fairly well right now in my playthrough, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so that's totally fine on the table.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna do it because like I said, I do know there are some friends in the chat that have not played Final Fantasy 16, so I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of friends in the chat, let's give them a quick shout out. Zaboa, welcome in. Little Mixo, Lance, always a pleasure.
Ding!
Call me Gecko. Hi, welcome in. This is your first time here. I love to see it. And Peach, obviously, the best DM in the world. Welcome in. So Kai, actually, where can we find you if we were looking for your amazing content? Where would these people be able to find you?
Well, currently right now, I stream on Twitch 3 days a week. I stream every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time / 1 p.m. Pacific. Wow, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I can't talk.
No,
But,
it's
yeah.
okay. It's just a podcast. It's fine.
yeah, I stream here on Twitch 3 days a week, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I mostly focus on Kingdom Hearts, Pokemon, Zelda. I recently started getting more into Final Fantasy, so I'm definitely going to be adding more Final Fantasy content. But also, I have recently gotten into YouTube. Well, I use air quotes with that because, unfortunately, my YouTube content has been very slow because I have had art commissions to do. So, but yeah. So I stream on Twitch and I'm also on YouTube. Princess Kaiora, go check it out.
On both platforms as well.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Perfect. YouTube's one of those things, I get it too, where it's all tricky with the like but I've seen a few of your clips and they're really good. Like you edit them really well.
Thank you. I have to give credit though. Like a majority of those credits were clipped by my friend and mod Sora. There's a reason why I call him the meme lord, because he literally clips with the sole purpose of, oh, I'm saving this for a project. I'm saving this for a project.
No,
that's gonna be gold.
And mods are amazing that way. My best clip I have from my channel was clipped by Zaboa. And it's just like, I think it's not only like my favorite clip, but it's my clip that's gotten like the most views and the most, it's great.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, my most viewed clip on my channel is one that Sora got of me, and it was when I was playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't even remember how we got onto this conversation, because every stream I swear is like a blur. But yeah, somehow it got to a point where, okay, so for anybody who is new, we have a running gag on my channel that's called, sorry for foul language, but Blue Cock. It's a running gag on my channel. It's basically a mascot at this point. But basically, yeah, there's a running joke called Blue Cock, and there are times where like I'll be like, no, chat, I'm not gonna say it, just to be a troll. And so it became my chat's mission to try and get me to say it. And of course, me being stuff like, nope, not gonna happen. And then Sora got me. He got me, and he got that clipped, and it is the most viewed clip on my channel. So thank you, Sora. And yes, hello, Sora. Yes, I'm calling you out. I see you in the chat. I'm calling you out. Come out of lurking. Sora's the only person I will call out in lurk mode.
Sorry, I was just here we go. Perfect. We're good here. I just wanted to pin where they can find you as well on the in the chat. But so we're here today to talk about a topic that honestly, so I've had this on my list for a while now, and I'm really glad you picked it. We're going to talk about romances in video games. I always thought this would be like a really fun like Valentine's Day episode. But like regardless, I think it's just a fun topic in general. There's so many like iconic romances when it comes to gaming.
Hey, there's summer lovin'. There's summer lovin'.
Yes.
It's still it's summer. It's summertime. Not to mention, not to get too personal, but practically every single relationship I've had has always been. It's always started in the summer and then it ends in the fall. So summer is like my season of love.
Okay.
Summer is my season of love. That's when I'm in season for romance.
It's funny. Everyone calls it spring, but for you it's summer. I like that.
Yeah, it's summer, and then fall. It's fall. I go out of style. I rot in the harvest. It's like nah, bro.
But so your name, your username you use is based off like one of our uh romances that we wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you want to would you like to start with like why you picked that name and why that romance is important to you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, funny enough, so when I entered the Kingdom Hearts community that I'm in now, I originally kind of just entered in. I was basically like re-entering the community because before I was in the Kingdom Hearts community and I decided to leave it because it was getting too toxic. But then 20th anniversary is coming up, and I did a piece for it. And I'm like, man, I really miss doing fan art. I kind of want to get back into the community. And that was when Valk was like, hey, yeah, come to the Twitch community. You know, my friend and mod Magical Valkyrie, she's like, you should come join the Twitch community. Everyone's so nice and accepting. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I want to start out fresh. So I'm like, okay, I need to pick a username. I want to pick a username that's completely different, that's basically gonna illustrate who I am. And then I'm like, well, obviously Kyrie's my favorite character, and also, my favorite video game romance is Sora and Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts. And so I'm like, okay, I don't want to do Sokai because I'm probably not going to be able to because that's going to be taken up by so many freaking people. So I'm like, okay, let's just switch them. Let's use the other ship name. Let's go by
Let's
Kaiora. It kind of rolls off the tongue. I can shorten it to Kai and such like that. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's throw Princess on there just as a reference to Kyrie being a princess of heart. So yeah, that is the birth of my name, and it's kind of funny. Like I would think it's kind of funny. A lot of Kingdom Hearts streamers, they don't pick up on that as a reference when I first meet them. Like I'll explain to them like what my name means, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I just now realized that."
I was the same. I was one of those guys because like I've heard you mention it, and that's when I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. But I
Yeah.
just thought it was a really good name. But yeah, it's definitely
Thank you.
connected to that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm kind of glad that I'm actually kind of glad that like it's not super obvious because I feel like it's just like it comes off as like just a nice name. Like someone just sees my name and they're like, "Oh, that's a pretty name." Okay. And then they see I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, and then I explain they're like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, and then the pieces click, and it's
Yeah,
cool
and
that
it's a little more universal, especially because like I don't just do Kingdom Hearts content. Like I have a very heavy focus on it, and my brand is heavily focused on it. But I don't just do Kingdom Hearts content. So by having that name, it's not like if you know, you know,
yeah.
and if you don't know, it's not gonna basically it's not gonna sort of I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but basically it just rolls out the tongue. It just works.
Yeah, it definitely clicks really well. It's a great name.
Thank you.
Um I did kind of want to go a little more in depth with Kyrie and Sora though, and I wanted to talk about like the I guess for me this would be the symbol of their quote unquote relationship because it's weird throughout the series, but I mean it's
Mhm.
constantly there, but it's like it's there,
Yeah.
the timing's never right on it, but I would
Yeah.
say that they have like definitely a symbol, and they did a great job symbolizing it with a particular fruit, a
Yeah.
pow pow fruit, and I just to me that's like one of the most romantic fruit I've ever heard in any video game or any real life. I know
It's
that's
definitely different. Like, you look at like animes and video games where like they have like a little trinket or something that's supposed to represent like the romance between two characters, but it's never a fruit.
it's
It's like
never a
of all
fruit.
things, it's like a necklace or like a ring, or I don't know, maybe it's a sword
Uh,
or something like that. But no, with this it's a fruit. It's like okay, that works. But honestly, I would argue that the Lucky Charm is kind of more of a symbol of their relationship more than the fruit. Like the fruit is kind of like I feel like the fruit is sort of like a cultural thing for
so,
them. It's kind of a cultural thing for them, and like there's like a lore behind it. But
so
the actual like charm is kind of more personal to them. Like Kyrie gives him the Lucky Charm, and it's basically like, hey, you better bring this back, and
yeah.
in a way like they're playfully promising don't worry, I got you.
and,
I'm gonna be back. Don't worry, I got you.
and I did when I wrote the fruit being the symbol, I did think about that Lucky Charm, but that Lucky Charm is designed to look like the fruit. that's why I kind of went with the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially because we see it in like Birth by Sleep later on too, where Aqua makes them for her and her friends. For backstory for people who don't know a Pow Pow fruit, you should play Kingdom Hearts. But the fruit is basically it ties characters together. It's like it ties their destinies together or their lives together. Um, and I don't think in any oh well I guess we do, but th- at the beginnings of the game we don't really see them share the fruit. But it's more of a cave drawing, which is very kind of how it's shown to
Yeah.
us.
It's a classic slow burn, as I call it. It's a very classic slow burn, which
Yeah.
is something that you often see in a long running series where where the stories are intertwined. This is especially common in anime that has several seasons because part of the interesting aspect of character development is like is seeing how the relationships develop with the different characters. And so part of Sora's arc and to an extent Kairi's arc is their blossoming relationship, and I'll eventually go into that because I know like Sora and Kairi is a very popular ship in the fandom, but it's also a very controversial one because there are a lot of fans that are not that are not a fan of. Wow, I'm sorry, I can't talk.
Yeah, it
But it's one of those ships where it's like you either love it and you ride or die by it, or you're just like nope, 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 I'm not. Nope, I'm not for it.
and that's funny. I kind of wrote something similar about that. I think it's controversial because like well everyone has their own headcanons, but
Hmm.
this one's basically canon. Like it's not like you know like a lot of people I
Yeah.
see Riku and Namine and like as one or like I mean Roxas and Shion or you know just all these like they don't really express that they're you know but it's kind of there like I guess is
Mm.
you know but with Sora and Kairi it's like it's basically thrown on the screen for us where it's like you know we see the Pow Pow fruit we see Kairi we see Sora we see this relationship kind of growing into
Yeah.
yeah
The controversy from that relationship though has a lot to do with the lack of screen time together, and a lot of that does have to do with the fact that I love Kyrie, but she's definitely a victim of just not having enough screen time for her. And
yeah
I have a theory for that. I have a theory for that. I think part of the problem is not so much the character herself. I think the character, like her personality, is fine. I don't like I don't want to go too much into this because
okay
that's a
it's a
whole other like soapbox that I might do a YouTube video on.
okay
But like I feel like a lot of people have this false pretense that like oh you know for a female character to be strong she has to be a badass, she has to be cursy, she has to look masculine like you know women who are soft and gentle or you know like Kyrie or like that are more like emotionally or spiritually or internally strong rather than externally, you know, they're not good characters, which is obviously very false. But I think in the button, yeah. So I don't think Kyrie as a character is necessarily a problem. The problem is she was created in the early 2000s or the late 90s if you want to go that far back because
yeah
Kingdom Hearts technically started development in the late 90s, but she was created during a time where shonen anime was like super big. And the reality of shonen anime is that they have a male dominant cast and very few important female characters. And a lot of times those female characters they just don't get the screen time. They just don't get the screen time because it's not about them. It's you know, it's about the male characters, you know. Some, you know, it's and the thing is like, you know, over time, you know, females have grown in their roles. Like we do have a lot more female focused stories.
oh yeah
I mean, even yeah, and even Aqua. You know, in 2010, you know, we got Aqua, who is probably technically the first like
she
actual female Kingdom Hearts character to have like a good amount of screen time and a good amount of development. But
she's
I feel
also
like
like one of the most badass characters in Kingdom Hearts
yeah,
too in my opinion
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, yeah, I don't think Nomura and the writers are dumb or ignorant with Kyrie's character. I think it's just they wrote themselves into a corner with her because of when she was introduced. And
Yeah.
like not to spoil, like not to go into Melody Memory spoilers in case there's people out there who haven't played it yet or gotten that far in the series. But like the ending of Melody Memory kind of hints at, yeah, we get it. Like, we need to do more with her. So we're setting things up with
I,
her and Aqua. So I'm excited. I'm
I
excited to see. I don't know how it's going to tie into Kingdom Hearts 4 based on the teaser trailer, but then again, I don't know. Kingdom Hearts has had a way with their teaser trailers, like completely subverting what they're gonna do with it.
yeah. I will say I think the other issue Kyrie had, or another issue Kyrie had, was she like you said when she was written, she was also written as the character you're supposed to save in
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts 1, and that's kind of a hard role I feel like to write them out of. I guess that's basically what you were saying, but like she
Yeah.
was written as a damsel in distress essentially. And
I, I
I,
don't even know if I would necessarily call. I don't even know if I would necessarily call her a damsel in distress because I feel like they still like. Because the thing is, like, it has been stated that Nomura did have plans. He wanted to do more with her, but they ran out of time. I
oh
think it was
yeah.
more. I think it was more like I don't even think they were trying to write her as a damsel in distress. I just think they also ran out of time, and then there was that time period again with like shonen anime such like that. And so instead, basically, what fans want, they want her to be a Square Enix protagonist, but she's written like a Disney princess.
Which okay, yeah, I guess I could see that too. Where well, I don't know. I think they're slowly building her up to being one of the most badass characters in the series. Like
She
just
has so much potential.
she does.
Like,
I think like just from KH2 forward, I feel like she's going to like she's going to be way better than Sora in the future. I think just power wise.
oh, yeah, if you take her Princess of Light powers into consideration, for
Yeah.
starters, she would be the only Princess of Heart to wield the Keyblade, because as we've seen throughout the games, the Princesses of Heart have all been Disney princesses, and
And
they don't
Kyrie.
wield Keyblades. So yeah, and Kyrie's the only one that has kept her powers as a Princess of Heart,
It,
and she has managed to save Sora in all three games using that power. And in like Kingdom Hearts 3 for example, again, not to go into spoilers to anybody who hasn't played KH3 yet, but holy crap, you combine that kind of power that she has with the powers of a Keyblade master, like shit's
she,
going down with her.
she,
Shit's going down. Like she has the potential to become one of, if not the most powerful Keyblade wielders of the main cast. Of the
yeah,
main cast. Like she has a lot of potential.
yeah, like you and Lance just said, she did save him in all three games, and I see it happening in 4 too, like in all three numbered games, and I'll see it happen in 4. I guarantee it. Like that's the only way. That's the only way I would want to see it in 4 too. To be honest.
Yeah. Ideally, my ideal scenario is like we already know what Riku is doing. My ideal scenario is we know where Sora is, we know where Riku is, shit happens to both of them, and she's like, alright, I gotta save the boys. Let's go.
Let's
Let's go. I
travels.
gotta save the boys.
That'd be great. I would love that. And then you play as Kyrie, like the most. That would be so cool.
Oh man, don't tease me like that. That is my dream right now. Riku got his own game. Riku got his own game. I'm not counting Chain of Memories because he was playable for like 4 hours in that
Yeah,
game. That Chain of Memories doesn't count. Riku got his own game in Dream Drop Distance. Give me my Kyrie game, Square. Give me my Kyrie game.
yeah, 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 exactly.
Even if it's her and Aqua switching off, I'll be fine with having Kyrie and Aqua both playable and you switch off of them like Dream Drop Distance. That's fine. But yes, give me my Kyrie game, please.
Yeah, like
I'll buy it day one. I will buy the most expensive special edition you put out there, Square. Just shut up and take my money and make the game.
Kingdom Hearts Kyrie edition, Ultimate Kyrie edition with just a statue and everything. I'd buy that too. Actually, that sounds really fun.
Please.
Um,
Anyway, we went off on a tangent.
No, I know. Well, Kingdom Hearts does that to us. So
this is supposed to be our romance in all video games. I just went on my soapbox about Kyrie defense.
Kyrie being like the most powerful character. Donald Duck, beware. I think like games when I think of romance. I'm gonna push forward here too. There's like so many games that like they either will be like this is the love interest, or they actually give you like a choice. Especially like RPGs will give you so many choices. Have you ever played the Persona series?
I'm new to Persona. I have Persona 4 and 5.
Okay.
I haven't touched Persona 4, but
that one's my favorite.
but I am early. I am early into Persona 5. I'm about I'm only at the second palace, so I know I'm still early. I nearly had a heart attack when I saved my data, saw that I was 20 hours in, but I was only like 12% done with the game. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, you can spend about, I think my last like playthrough of Persona 5 was 180 hours. so you're getting there. But
if I'm not making YouTube or streaming or doing commissions, that is my project to finally beat Persona 5, because I'm tired of having to avoid spoilers. I'm tired, like I've had so many friends who have streamed Persona 5 and I'm like, I can't watch because I don't want to be spoiled. So I'm just gonna beat this game so I can finally watch Persona 5 streams.
Okay, so with Persona though, I didn't put any spoilers in here. I was really glad. I was just gonna talk about, and I know you already know this being how far in you are, is just little Mixo has his opinions in chat. His very wrong opinions, but I was just going to talk about how that game in particular, I think it's really cool how they do the social link aspect, by how they make the relationships very important to not only the story, but like everything, basically hanging out with your friends in the real world, or in the real world, quote unquote. It affects how you do in combat, and I just think that's a really unique way to go about a relationship link. Where it's like,
basically my friends are my power.
Yeah, exactly. It is literally the idea of my friends are my power in a game format. And I really love that one. So that's kind of all I want to talk about Persona, if you're like still playing it though. Like I don't want to spoil anything.
I'm gonna romance, so you wouldn't be spoiling any romance options. I've already looked up.
Okay.
Because I've basically been using a guide for the playthrough, so I've already seen who are all the romance options, and I've already picked which girl I'm romancing.
Okay. You want to tell us?
Yes. I'm gonna go for Kasumi. I'm gonna go for the lovely redhead Kasumi, because I like redheads.
Okay, fair enough. I can tell by your profile picture.
As soon as I saw the redhead, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going for her. Originally, I was gonna go for Lady On, but then I'm just like, do I want to go for Lady On? I feel like everybody goes for Lady On. And then I saw Kasumi, and I'm like, nope, I'm going for her. She's a redhead. I'm going for her.
And that's how Kai called me basic on my own podcast, because I went for On.
If you want to go that is totally fine. To be fair, when it comes to shipping, I'm very basic with shipping. I ship the main characters together and then I call it a day. There's some people that are really into shipping. They come up with some really creative and sometimes crazy ships. And I'm like, I never thought of that. I just ship the main guy. I just ship the main guy and the main girl together and call it a day.
So I have like a weird headcanon for Persona where that the MC should be with the person who has the Lover's Arcana. Like that's kind of my headcanon for that. If that it's totally it's fair. Very basic, but like it doesn't work for 4 because I like Chie the most. But but like, and like if they were gonna establish a canon in my head, that would make the most sense to me. Like the Lover's Arcana would be I don't know. It just clicks that way for me.
Oh yeah.
And then, you know, like, I do like having the choice of these characters, like, of relationships with these different characters, and, like, again, I wrote down a few games that have it, but it makes you want to learn more about the characters, too, like, as you investigate, you know, you learn more about, like, their backstories, and, their, you know, like, some characters have just these elaborate backstories where it's like,
Oh yeah.
just of heartache and pain, and it's wonderful. And I think, I mean, if it helps with story creation, like, I want to see more of it, you know. Like, I would love that.
Oh yeah.
Is there any game in particular that you think, like, you had a romance options? Like, which game with romance options has been your favorite so far?
Oh, you know, I don't really play a whole lot of games that give you like multiple characters to romance, honestly. Unless you count The Sims. Unless you count The
The
Sims.
Sims. I wish I wrote
The
that.
Sims count?
Yes, it totally counts. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because yeah. Because I guess The Sims, but the thing with The Sims is I always just download the custom mods of like anime and like video game characters, and I just like I just make them and I already put them in the household, so they don't have to go through the dating drama and the proposal. They're already married. They've already got a house. They're already making babies. They're already well off. They're already well off.
That's perfect. I can't believe I never thought about The Sims for this. Like,
That's the only that's the only other game that I play with like romance options.
that's fair. That's totally fair. Oh man. Moving.
I'll be honest I'll be honest for a second there. I thought about having this insane idea of like playing a Sims playthrough where I make content creators like in our community. But then I thought, oh wait, no, if I'm no, that could get troublesome with the romancing. No, that's a bad idea.
there was a streamer I watched, and they haven't been live in a while, but they did that basically with some of their favorite streamers, and they just kind of watched it, like, just watched it play out, and I think it was really fun. It was really fun to watch. Because
If I'm doing that, you can bet that Treehouse and Mr. Guides are getting together.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be the OTP. Like I'll be the single said no. I will do everything in my power to get Mr. Guides and Treehouse together.
Sorry, Mrs. Guides.
Sorry, Mrs. Guides.
But why we are talking about Mr. Guides real quick? Mr. Guides is setting up a little event going on right now, for Kingdom Hearts fans, and I think I got a video right here that explains it very well.
Ooh.
I think I have a video. Okay, yeah. So, if you guys are going to be in the Dallas area, during September 14th through the 18th, I think it said, or the 15th through the 18th, Sorry. But, yeah, guys, check it out. If you love Kingdom Hearts, I'm going to be there. Princess Kaiora is going to be there as well. Come say hi if you're there. Come hang out. It will be a fun experience. So, anyway, moving on from that, I do want to, talk about Final Fantasy VII. Alright, gosh, because Final Fantasy VII, especially Remake, I've been playing a lot of Remake. Or, like, just getting invested into Remake a lot.
As you should.
And, yes,
Coming out soon.
yes, it's coming out. Oh my gosh, Final Fantasy has had the best year that, like, I've seen any video game series have lately.
Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy fans are eating good now.
Yeah, 16 just came out. The update for 14 is coming out, and they're getting this beautiful graphics like update with a new expansion. And then early next year we're getting Rebirth, and I don't know. It makes me excited about Kingdom Hearts 4. Like at the same time. But Final Fantasy 7 has like a lot of love interest, but it's not like a choice thing. It's more of like people ship a lot of characters together because it's implied a lot that like these characters can date or these characters can. And now do you have a preference of character when it comes to that? When it comes to like I'm gonna put you on the chopping block first.
Oh gosh. Needless to say, like the Final Fantasy VII shipping crowd is kind of nuts. I think they're worse than Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
but I'm gonna be honest. Like I really
time to see who Kai really is.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, well, like okay. Here's the thing. For the longest time, I never played Crisis Core. I didn't play Crisis Core for the first time until Reunion, which just came out like what, 8 months ago. Gosh, I can't believe it's been 8 months. So yeah. So needless to say, I wasn't the most familiar with Zack Fair until Crisis Core came out, and then Crisis Core came out. I played it, and I'm like, oh god, Zack is daddy. but here's the thing. Before Crisis Core Reunion, I was very much middle ground with who I shipped Cloud with. Like,
okay,
Cloud Tifa, great. Cloud and Aerith, also great. I don't care who he ends up with. I love them both.
Yeah.
But then Crisis Core came out, and that changed everything because I saw the relationship between Zack and Aerith, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can't, yeah. Zack, yeah, Cloud and Aerith, I'm sorry. Like, it's still a cute ship. It's still adorable. It's still cute. If Tifa dies in Remake for some reason, instead, I'll be happy with Cloud and Aerith getting together instead. But yeah, I'm sorry, Cloud and Aerith. I still love you, but yeah, I'm afraid Crisis Core has made me Team Zareth and also Team Cloti. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Blame the person who created Crisis Core. Blame the person who created that game. Don't yell at them for turning me to the dark side.
Yeah, they went a little too hard on Crisis Core with that because I had a very similar experience as you. Like I liked the Cloud Tifa ship. I liked the Cloud Aerith ship. And then I played Crisis Core and I'm like, I don't want Cloud and Aerith together. I want Cloud and Zack together. Because I like them so much. I walked out of Crisis Core liking Zack more than Cloud. Like that's kind of what it was too.
Sorry, Cloud fans.
Yeah, I'm sorry to all the Cloud fans, but like Zack just matched the comedy style that I just love. Cloud and Zack, yeah. I didn't think about that one. You're right.
Zack is just my type.
Zack, yeah. I like I get it. I get it. He is a handsome young man. That's all I'm gonna say before but for me, I didn't really ever pick Tifa or Aerith for my Cloud ship, or for Cloud. I picked Jessie. Jessie is my favorite Cloud ship so far in Final Fantasy VII. Where
Very entertaining. Like I didn't really see it much in OG7, but that's because in OG7, Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse were not that developed. Like they weren't
yeah,
what they were, which was fine. Like back then, that was fine. You know, they fulfilled their purpose. They were side characters. They were fine. They were
I
fine for what they were. But Seven Remake took advantage of the fact that hey, we're making this thing bigger. Let's flesh out the side characters more. And
and
Biggs is also daddy. Biggs is also daddy. And Jesse, like I'm just like, okay, okay. I kind of like this, and I relate to Jesse. I relate to
I,
Jesse being the girl crushing on the guy who is either very dense and doesn't seem to doesn't read the affections, or just like crushing on a guy who is like, no, I want no, like no, just no.
yeah,
I've been in her shoes.
I I also don't. Well, I don't want to spoil anything. Well, I mean, this game's a few years old, so kind of mid early on spoilers
Cover your, if you ever played the game.
yeah for Final Fantasy VII remake. I don't believe Jesse's dead. It seems weird to leave Biggs and Wedge alive. And not Jesse, if that's the route they were going. I fully think we're gonna see Jesse later on in that game. I don't know what that means for Rebirth or any of the upcoming stuff, but I fully think we're gonna see that trio again, especially with how loved they were in that whole series. Like, I don't know.
That would be nice.
It would be very nice. Like they're most of them are there still. Like it seems weird that Jesse would be the one that's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then again, but then again, writers also have fun killing off love interests. So
Yeah, they do. So that's the thing. Like Hetsu Nomura is like he's right. There's gonna be a storm coming in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Basically we kind of got like a semi-happy ending with remake where like all these characters are alive, characters we love, even Zack. Like I don't know what the deal with that is, but like all these characters are still alive. There's a reckoning coming for like all these characters, and I'm so excited and scared to like play that game because
yeah,
I just don't know what I don't know what to expect for them.
yeah, I'm on. Yeah, like I just finished the DLC for the first time for Yuffie,
Oh yeah,
and yeah, so I saw the ending and I saw like all that they're doing to set up Rebirth, and I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing to this game now, man. I'm on board, but man, I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with this. What are you doing with this game now? Holy shit!
and it's crazy because I still see people going like, oh, Final Fantasy VII's just a remake of a game they split into 3 parts. It's like, it is not. It is definitely not that.
Oh no, it is not.
My
No, it is not.
yeah, it's like that's why like shout out to the Landy Lodge for both his podcast and the Midgard Minute, his other podcast. I'm like hanging on to his podcast like crazy. Every episode I'm like I'm there like listening to it either while I'm driving or something where I'm like what do they think's going to happen cuz they know way more about Final Fantasy VII than me.
Oh yeah.
And I just like I love hearing their theories and I love it. It's great, and I want more Final Fantasy VII right now, and I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm definitely ready for Rebirth.
yeah. I do have one more game I want to talk about. Do you have it? I guess I haven't asked you. Do you have any games you want to talk about in particular?
I think it'd be kind of interesting to kind of dive into the Zelda series a little bit.
I would love to. I kind of told you a bit before stream, but I haven't had much experience with the Zelda series, but I'm very curious about the Zelda series. I plan on playing them eventually. um,
So yeah,
yeah,
so it's kind of so what's interesting about Zelda is because kind of like Final Fantasy, like each Zelda game, it kind of has its own self-contained story. I know there's a whole thing with like the Zelda timeline, such like that, but for the most part, basically each Zelda game is its own self-contained story set in its own self-contained world with its own self-contained cast of characters. And so romance in Zelda is definitely treated. Oh, hi Mo, love you too. Love you too.
hi Mo.
But yeah, yes, yeah. So yes. So the thing is with Zelda, with like romance with Zelda, it's either really like it really varies from game to game. It's either like right in your face, like they make it obvious, like oh yeah, this chick is into Link, or hey, these two are really into each other. And not to mention, like a lot of romances in Zelda games are not between Link and like insert female character here. Like a lot of them are between side characters. I think like anybody who's played Majora's Mask well like can attest to Cafe and Anju. I don't know, have you played Majora's Mask, Trousers?
No.
Okay, if you ever play Majora's Mask, there is a side quest called the Cafe and Andrew side quest. I will not go into that because this you don't want to be spoiled about this.
Okay.
But Zelda fans will agree that that is one of the best romances in the Zelda series. And then I guess like, even more recently with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, they're first of all, every single woman in those games are thirsty for Link. I'm just saying this right. And actually,
But-
you know what? I could say that for the entire series. Every single, it seems like the majority of women in this series are thirsty for Link, and it's just like, boy.
That's funny because like when I think, yeah, I guess, and this is probably the same for most people, but when I think of Zelda, it's Zelda and Link.
Mm.
Um,
It is the classic. It's the classic. I don't want to say it's safe, but like it's the classic, ship. It's the classic,
yeah,
hero going to rescue the princess. That's typically how it is in like fairy tales. Hero goes and rescues the princess. They live happily ever after. So yeah, Link and Zelda. You know what? Yeah, I guess I'll go. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll dive a little deeper into like Link and Zelda specifically as a ship. Just because if I go into like every single relationship, we're gonna be here for like 3 hours.
okay,
But yeah, Link and Zelda is really interesting as like as a pair because their relationship varies depending on the game. Like the first few Zelda games, I'd say before Ocarina of Time, their relationship is very like it's almost like non. I don't want to say it's non-existent, but it's treated like the thing is older Zelda games didn't really focus so much on story and like character development. Like they were very focused, it was very gameplay heavy.
okay,
So a lot of it was more like, you know, Zelda was basically a plot device, which was fine.
yeah,
That's what the game, back then games weren't so heavily focused on story unless they were an RPG, and Zelda just was not a series that focused a lot on RPG. They wanted to be your adventure. They wanted to focus on the adventure aspect. So Link's relationship with Zelda is very, very vague, and it's almost up to the player's interpretation. Like, if you want it to be romantic, it can be romantic.
yeah,
But I would say that like the first like instance of like actual romance in Zelda, it's actually not Link and Zelda. I think it's between Link and Marin, which, by the way, big shout out to Borna Kokiri. I actually guest starred during his playthrough of that, and I actually voice acted for Marin during that playthrough. So big shout out to Kokiri. But yeah, it's yeah. I would say Link and Marin is the first actual like romantic relationship that we get in the Zelda series because like it's very obvious. Like they go on a date together. they go, there's a scene where they're like sitting on the sunset, and Marin, she's being her cute self. She's like, oh, I just want us to be here, that type of thing. So yeah,
Oh,
Link and Marin from Link's Awakening. I would say that's the first Zelda game where we get an actual romance in the series, which is interesting because it was out on the Game Boy of all things. Like Link's Awakening wasn't even like a big major release. It was on the Game Boy.
yeah. And then
And
they remade that one, right, for the Switch?
they did. They did.
Okay.
It's very, very cute and charming. It's a very cute and charming remake. If you guys have not played it, like it's a really good one to introduce you to 2D Zelda. I definitely highly recommend. It's a really cute and charming
That's
um
that's
game.
good. And this is a little off topic, but isn't that the one where they took Mario or is it Mario?
Yep, that's the one.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Yep,
Gotcha.
that's the one. Yep,
That-
it's the one with the Mario characters in it.
That's so fun.
But going back to Link and Zelda though, like Ocarina of Time was not only the first 3D Zelda game, but it was the first one where I think they really tried to flesh out characters. Like obviously, like there are going to be a lot of fans that are going to say like Ocarina of Time is not like Ocarina of Time is not as strong as Majora's Mask, which I can agree Majora's Mask did flesh out the characters more,
Mhm.
but my issue with Majora's Mask is like a lot of those fleshed out characters are optional. So like if you're like a brand new fan, like and you have no idea that like the majority of Majora's content is optional, you're gonna miss out on it. But that's a whole other discussion.
Okay, I'll
But yeah,
have
as far
to
as
remember that.
as far as Link and Zelda's relationship in Ocarina of Time goes, like it's kind of again, I feel like they tried to flesh it out more. They tried to make them they tried to give them like more of a developed relationship, but also at the same time, like they're kind of also still trying to remember, hey, this is Zelda. We still want to keep it open ended because it's meant to be your experience. If anything, Ocarina of Time's Link and Zelda relationship really shines through the manga. So if you're a fan of the Link and Zelda ship, I would read the Ocarina of Time manga because I think it was Akira Himikawa who wrote the Zelda mangas. Yeah, they enjoy Link and Zelda as a ship in Ocarina of Time. So that is the place where their relationship really shines.
It's-
But as far as I think Link and Zelda are at their best in either Skyward Sword or Breath of the Wild, though / Tears of the Kingdom. Like those, I feel like it was starting with Skyward Sword that there's like, okay, we get it. You guys want Link and Zelda to become an item. There you go, have your romance. But at the same time, Nintendo is not going to just give that to us easily. And if you play Skyward Sword, you know what I'm talking about. We get totally cock-blocked in the beginning of the game.
So why I have you here, and I asked this to every Zelda fan because, like I said, I'm really interested in getting in the series. What game should I start with? That's a big question.
There are a number of there are a couple of different games you can start off with. Yeah,
But
I
like,
think it kind of depends on. I mean, I'm always gonna say Ocarina of Time is probably the best one to start off with because it's as classic as Zelda gets with the formula. Like there's story there, but it's not super plot focused.
Okay.
It's not too linear. Like some will argue that and say that Ocarina of Time is super linear. I disagree with that. I don't think Ocarina of Time is as linear as people make it out to be. I think they're just used to like going where Navi tells them to go, but in reality, like you can technically do stuff out of order. So yeah, it's not too linear. I think the graphics have aged fine, especially if you play it on like the Wii U or the Switch. I think the graphics have aged okay. Like again, it's a Nintendo 64 game. I still think the graphics have aged pretty well. The overworld, it's not like there isn't a whole lot to do in the overworld, but it's not like, but it's still not like massive, and it's not like massively barren.
Mhm.
And also the soundtrack is like legendary. So Ocarina of Time, I definitely recommend. If you're getting into 2D Zelda, I recommend Link to the Past,
Okay.
which is my favorite game in the series, and probably my favorite game of all time. So if you want to get into 2D Zelda, like Zelda, yeah, a Link to the Past. Yeah, I think Link to the Past is also a really good one to get started with, especially if you want to try out the 2D Zeldas.
Okay, and A Link to the Past was. Oh no, you were talking about A Link's Awakening earlier, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Although A Link to the Past is on the Switch. It is on the Switch, so you can
Oh,
play it on the Switch.
okay. I will
Yep.
keep that in
Yep.
mind.
It's on. Yep. It's on NSO.
Oh, perfect. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm writing all this down. I'm taking my Zelda notes here. Um, Perfect. So we got a few minutes left, and I do have one game that I think is worth mentioning. It's another one that has the save the relationship. Yeah, like the saving thing. But
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't think of what I'm trying to say. But Shovel Knight. Have you ever played Shovel Knight?
I've played a little bit of it, but I haven't gotten that
Oh,
far into it.
it is fantastic.
I know. I need to I need to play it. I've only played a little bit of it. I do need to get back into it and finish it. I need to play through the whole thing.
I highly recommend it, and like that's another one that I want to like replay because I played it on my 3DS, but
Hmm.
I found out that the PlayStation version has like a secret boss where you can fight Kratos from God of War.
Oh, wait, for real?
Yeah, yeah, it's like a 2D Kratos.
Oh, wow, that's insane.
So I really want to replay it, but going back to the relationship aspect of it, I always like it was there's not a lot of like dialogue and story that's like really into that game. Wayward Wind, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Um, but he basically is doing like that entire game is for Shovel Knight to save Shield Knight, and which is like his girlfriend in the game. Um,
Uh-huh.
and it's really, I don't know, there's something that's really sweet about it that I can't, how do I put this, like basically after every, I think it's every world, like Mario in that aspect,
This should help.
he wakes up and he's like having a dream of him having to catch Shield Knight while he's falling, and then like he wakes up and it's all gone, and I don't. There's something just very sweet about like that's his driving goal, and like
Yeah.
that's what's motivating him. And I feel like even though again there's not a lot of dialogue, it is a really well done romance of just heart. I guess in a sense heartbreak, because she's gone. Um, heart,
Hmm.
but like with hope, and I don't know. I just felt like there's not much I could like say again because there's not a lot of story, but I really just think that needed to be on this episode for sure. Just because
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it, and then I guess in the same regard, like you have Mario and Peach too, but
Hmm.
I just feel like Shovel Knight like expressed it in just this a scene of like no dialogue. And if
Yeah.
I had it I would be able to show you guys, but I don't. um it's just it's so well done.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned that because actually, one of my favorite video game couples actually come from a game where there's very minimal story, and you actually play as the entire couple. You play as both characters in that couple.
Oh, okay, what game? Or
Uh, the characters. This couple is Diddy and Dixie Kong from Donkey Kong Country 2, and yes, they are boyfriend and girlfriend. They are not related. There's some
ah,
misconception that Diddy and Dixie are related, but they're actually not. They are boyfriend and girlfriend.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, they're boyfriend and girlfriend. I know it's a common misconception because Diddy is Donkey Kong's nephew, their uncle and nephew, and then Kitty and Dixie are cousins, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Diddy and Dixie are not related. They're boyfriend girlfriend.
Huh. That's
And
interesting. I'm gonna watch the Mario movie and again to just to like a whole
yeah,
different light.
yeah, absolutely, I absolutely love them purely from a gameplay perspective because obviously the story of Donkey Kong Country is, Donkey Kong is captured, you gotta go rescue him. Whoop, very deep story.
Yeah.
But purely from a gameplay perspective, like they're so well done. Like you need both characters, and reading further into that, they basically need each other. Like not one character is like the overpowerful one, and one of them is just like backup. Although I would argue that Dixie is the better one because she can fly, she can glide. So
Okay.
I'm just saying you can tease the game with Dixie Kong, but. I absolutely adore Diddy and Dixie Kong. Absolutely adore them. They're adorable.
Yeah, that's also very interesting though. I think I did all think they were related. That's funny. I will like I don't know why it matters that much, but like it feels you like it's like you corrected something that I was just like thought for like almost 20 plus years.
Okay, be honest. When I first said Diddy and Dixie Kong, did you immediately think, oh shit, that's incest?
No, well, I was just like, I guess I didn't think, I just thought it was weird when you, I don't know what I thought.
You're probably confused. Wait, wait, what? Did you just say Diddy and Dixie Kong? What?
Well, it's just like, I guess it makes sense, and like either way it would have made sense, I guess. But it's just funny because especially with like the DK rap, it's mostly about his family, right? So I guess I don't know. Like now I'm just confused about my Mario lore or my Donkey Kong lore.
I love DK64, but man, we were robbed not having Dixie Kong be playable. Why did we have Diddy Kong? Why couldn't we have Dixie? Give me Dixie. Why could I play as Dixie?
I would love this. Donkey Kong 64 is not on NSO, is it?
No, you'd have to play it on the Wii U or on original hardware.
Ugh, they need to fix that.
I think it's supposed to be coming out. I just don't know when. We're still waiting on Mario Party 3 and Pokemon Stadium 2. We're still waiting on those two games.
I'm still excited about the Pokemon Stadium games, but I feel a little robbed that we didn't get the original Pokemon games to make them compatible with Stadium. Cuz that's like the big selling point of Stadium. Is like,
I mean, you can always
the
do
compatibility.
what I'm doing and just play the totally legit legal PC versions of it.
There you go. I forgot about the Nintendo PC versions.
Yeah, they run like butter.
Yeah.
Great.
That's a good way to do it. Alrighty. Any final thoughts other than that won't blow my mind about relationships?
Thinking, to come full circle, I kind of want to share with you a couple of insane Kingdom Hearts ships that I have seen during my time in this fandom. Because, as I stated before, some of them, some people can get really crazy with some of these ships.
Okay, I am definitely down to hear these.
Okay, so one of them, and you're gonna laugh at this one, Demyx and Mary Poppins.
What?
I don't even know how that one, I don't even know specifically how that one came to be. I just remember this was years ago. I was in a Discord server, and this person was like, "Yeah, I was writing this fan fiction," and then all of a sudden, like Demyx and Mary Poppins became a thing, and I'm just like, "What?"
I want to know their reasoning behind it.
I don't know how it just happened, but probably the most famous of the crazy ships you'll hear in the Kingdom Hearts fandom is Winnie the Pooh and the Sephiroth. I'm not kidding.
Silly old bear.
It's actually a thing. There's a fan fiction on it. It's real. It's real.
Oh man, that's an afternoon for me.
Needless to say, I do have a special stream on Wednesday that includes a possible fan fiction reading. So if we get to that point, I know what I'm reading to my chat.
Okay. Just
I know what I'm reading to my chat.
that is awesome. I'm so glad that the Kingdom Hearts community is the way it is.
It's insane, but in the best way possible.
Yeah, I was like, and if you want to meet more of the Kingdom Hearts community, come to Reconnect.
Yes.
Just a little bit more of a plug in there because we would love to see you there. I think tickets are almost sold out too for Reconnect. Guide said it's gonna be a big one, and I'm very excited for that. Well, the bigger Reconnect is, the more likely we'll get another one next year. You know, which I'm fully excited for already next year's. Um, but anyway, yeah, I think that was a good note to end on. Kai, would you like to just give us a rundown of where we can find you again before we end?
So I stream here on Twitch. I stream every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll be streaming Kingdom Hearts 2, Level 1 Critical. We just got to
Ooh.
Land of Dragons, so I get to have some fun with that. Yeah, and then yep, and then also on Wednesday, I remember Charles was you saying I could plug this in. On this coming Wednesday, I'm doing a charity stream for F Cancer that is actually being hosted by Sweetheart Alley, which if you follow Final Fantasy streamers, you know she's pretty well known there. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that. I'll be fighting Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 1 Level 1. So I'm gonna be attempting that, keyword attempting. And if you guys want to come and watch me suffer, as well as sabotage my gameplay, come and donate. Donations will allow you to sabotage. Pay to sabotage.
That's awesome. I would. Okay, and that's tomorrow?
No, that's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
The 9th.
Okay, perfect. I would love to see that. That will be a good stream. Oh,
Yeah, because I'd get creative with my incentives and my milestones, especially because like I don't go on cam. I'm a cam free streamer, so I'm like, okay, I need to get creative with this, and I'm like, well, because the thing is, the cancer streams, like it's supposed to be Final Fantasy themed. I'm like, well, I don't know what I want to do for Final Fantasy. I don't have anything in mind for Final Fantasy because for me, Final Fantasy is play through the story, call it a day, and
yeah.
that's about it. But yeah, but with Kingdom Hearts, well, first of all, it's still kind of quote air quote Final Fantasy ish because there's Final Fantasy characters in it, and I'm fighting a Final Fantasy boss, so it's still kind of
it counts. It counts.
there.
It totally counts. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a great way to that's also a great like
And then as
a
far
great
as milestones
fundraiser.
go, like, yeah, and as far as milestones went, yeah, I would get creative because like there's streamers that are like, yeah, donate this much, I'll do like this amount of squats, and I'm like, okay, Kai, what do you want to do? And then I'm like, okay, what do people like to see? They like to watch streamers suffer. Okay, so this is so this is gonna become a donate to sabotage stream. If you want to sabotage my gameplay and make me feel miserable, donate for your wallet.
That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Especially if you want to hear a fanfiction reading, because that's one of the milestones. If we raise $150, I will do a fanfiction reading.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna be there. Alrighty, guys. Thank you all for being here. Let's find someone to raid real quick too, just so we
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Thank you again. It's like it's been. Oh, they're talking right there. It's so having guests on the show. It makes it a million times more fun. Oh, we got Andy streaming. Let's get Andy. He got me like the last few times I got raided, so I would love to get him back.
Yeah.
It's a malicious raid. But yeah, thank you guys again so much. It's been a blast. I do want to give a couple shout outs here. Mo, thank you for the bits as well. I appreciate it. Peach, Landy, Little Mixo, Zaboa, Sora. Did I miss anyone? I think I got all of you guys. Thank you. You guys are awesome as always. And we will see. Oh, I didn't hit the raid thing yet. Whoops. Yeah, you guys are fantastic. Love to see you guys. I will have this episode of the podcast up. I'll upload it sometime tomorrow. Probably around 10 or noon. And other than that, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.